664 466. It's a synchronous 5-ball pattern you see a lot. People do it all the time. Well, good jugglers do it all the time. People that have just learned 5 balls and want to learn some tricks, this is often a one they're immediately pointed to. Now, if you want to immediately be able to do this, it's not going to happen. You know, you're going to have to work a couple months at it, unless, you know, you're 13 and can pick up stuff and just do it. But it took me probably 6 months before I would consider I had it remotely solid. I don't have it as consistent as I'd like it still, and it's still something I work on. So, you know, it's not for the faint of heart. You know, if you want a trick that you don't have to learn, you know, for months, you know, just look for something else like 1-up, 4-up, you know, stuff like that. Okay, now for those of you that are still interested, over here on the right, I've put some links up to Juggling Lab, which is a site swap simulator. Okay, there'll be several site swaps that are animated in those links that'll help you get to where you can learn this trick 6x4. I'm going to do most of these site swaps in the video, but sometimes it's nice to just have the simulator. So I'm putting it there just for those of you that want that. Okay, 6x4, 4-6x. This is what it looks like. Okay, it's a synchronous 5-ball pattern. It's awkward because, you know, you've got an odd number of balls and you're throwing them in a synchronous pattern. It's really weird the first few times. Okay, start with 3 balls. This is the first pattern. It's really long on the side swap, but it's only 3 balls, so it's not as hard as you'd think. Okay, here's what it looks like. Basically, you throw a 6x4 and then you throw a 4 under the 6. That's all it is. Okay, next we move on a little bit harder, but this is going to be more like what 6x4 is going to feel like. Okay, a little bit harder, but not a whole lot. You know, we're still only 3 balls. Okay, here's a 4-ball version. You're going to do 6x4 and then a kind of a box maneuver. Start with a 4-ball synchronous fountain and just try to do one. You know, make sure to start with your right hand and your left hand. Okay, just do one out of it, and then you know, try both the 6x with your right and then your left hand. Okay, and then you can try running it one-sided. And this is what, you know, a good run of one-sided would be. Okay, this time it's a little bit harder. It's the same trick, but we're gonna put both of them in there. You do the 6x4 with your right hand and then the 6x4 with your left hand. Well, leading with, you know, your left hand. Okay, this one I think feels more like 6x4 than the other 4-ball pattern, and this is what it looks like. Now remember, these site swaps are going to be on the side for you to look at and try and imitate. So you know, make sure to make use of those simulators. Okay, here's a couple transitions. You know, it's an excited state site swap, so you can't go straight into it from a cascade. You can do a 1-up, 4-up into 6x4, and then, you know, to get out of it, you can do the multiplex cascade and then go back into the 5-ball cascade. Okay, that's the cheater's way. If you want to do just the raw transition mode, it's going to be kind of like a 7-5-7. So your right hand's going to throw 2 high throws, and then you'll go into 6x4 starting with your left hand. Okay, now to get out of it, you're going to throw one of the 6x's is not going to cross, so it's just going to be a 6-4, and then you can go back into a normal cascade. Okay, that's it for this tutorial. You'll need to practice, but you should know what to work on. So go juggle. Don't forget to use the simulator. I can't stress that enough. And if you have any more questions, you know, feel free to ask me. I'll be glad to help you out. All right, that's it.